Yo, what is going on, guys? This is Max here with a brand new video, and today I want to talk about not really just Xbox E3 press conference, which I thought was pretty good. I want to just talk for this one about XCloud and Project Scarlett together. So it was interesting that they did talk about XCloud before Project Scarlett. I didn't really see that coming. I thought it'd be the other way around, but it seems like XCloud is coming a lot sooner than we thought, as they announced it for just October, and you can even mess around with it at the E3 conference right now. Which I guess this does kind of kill any kind of idea of, you know, like an Xbox handheld. So like think of like a Switch type thing, or almost like a Game Boy, but on drugs because it's so powerful. Never mind. But it kind of just kills that idea, because they did mention that they do want you to be able to play anywhere. So this includes everything from your phone, tablet. They even talked about console streaming, which is really what's supposed to debut it. And your Xbox is supposed to be your own personal data center for it. I'm not sure how it works. I'm really curious, like, how they're going to implement everything for it to make it all just a seamless process to where you're playing on your phone and it actually looks like a decent game, and you're not using like 2D bit graphics at this point to play, I don't know, Call of Duty, or add that too. What kind of games are going to be available? Is it every game? Because I feel like it's not. Games that are like online only, that's going to be a lot of data, man. That is going to be a ton. If you have unlimited data, I'm sure it'd be fine, but even then you'll still get steamrolled after you pass a certain amount. Like, I know all these companies have like, oh, I don't know, let's just say 85 for a plan. I don't really know if it's 85, but we're just going to say 85. And then when you go over it, you're just completely screwed. So after that, you're over your data plan, your internet's slow, you can't play on your phone. But if you're on Wi-Fi, I guess you're okay. But then it kind of defeats the purpose. I don't know. It's really confusing. It's confusing time. I want to know a lot more about it. I could probably do a lot more reading on it, and maybe the next week or two, maybe the next few months, guys. They're probably going to talk more about it, packs and all kinds of other things. But let's talk about actual Project Scarlett itself. So this one is very, very interesting. Oh man, they had a little video for it and everything. They didn't debut the image of it. Holiday 2020 is what they say, and it's gonna pop off with Halo Infinite. Does it come with Halo Infinite, or is it something you have to buy separately? I don't know. I want to know, because I'm kind of curious. Halo Infinite looked kind of cool. They were talking about all the specs for it, and I'll just play you the first clip.
At the heart of our next generation console is our custom designed processor, leveraging the latest Zen 2 and Navi technology from our partners at AMD. From a pure processing perspective, this is 4 times more powerful than the Xbox One X.
So it's 4 times more powerful than the Xbox One X. So native 4K is well out of the question. Of course you're going to have that, but I'll talk about it a little later. They even mentioned 8K as well being a thing, which we don't really even have. 8K as like the norm, kind of like 4K is just now slowly becoming the norm, and 4K TVs and monitors and things are just now getting more affordable. They're already looking at 8K. I think it's kind of funny. But if it is more powerful than the Xbox One X, which is quote-unquote the most powerful console to ever be released, etc., how is this thing going to stand up to a PC is what I'm curious of. That's what I really want to know, because, you know, PCs always upgrade console, obsolete after so many years, and of course they're not going to say, you know, oh, it's going to be bad in like a few years. If they said, then you're not going to buy it. But I'm really curious how powerful they're really going to make this thing, because they've already said a lot of the specs, but how is it really going to come out? So let me play this next part. This next part is very interesting. Just go ahead and have a listen.
It's going to usher in resolution and frame rates that we've never seen before. Like, never seen before.
We're looking at frame rates up to 120 frames per second.
8K capability.
Variable refresh rate.
Next-gen ray tracing.
So like I was talking about, they did talk about the 8K, and they went in about FPS, frames per second, which is interesting because the Xbox One gets only about 30. I think the One X gets 60. I think so. I'm not sure. I have to look that up. I think it is 60 though. So they're talking about upwards of 120 frames per second. That's not going to be for every single game, first off. There's no way. If it is, by God, they did it. I don't know what they did, but it was it. But 120 frames per second is insane if you think about that. Okay, so let's just say you have a console at home and it's locked at 30 frames per second, and you're not, you know, you don't play on PC, so you don't really see all this stuff. The smoothness of that is beyond incomprehensible right now to many console players. it is insane. I'm really curious of what PlayStation is going to have for theirs, which I'm sure they're going to announce probably this fall sometime, seeing that Xbox already played their hand. So I'm really curious what Sony's going to say, because they're obviously going to want to try to, one-up Microsoft, because why would they not want to one-up Microsoft? There's no gain if they come out like, oh yeah, it's about as powerful as the One X. No one wants that. We want upgrade after upgrade. We want the crazy stuff, the insane stuff that you didn't think was possible. We want it all. Listen to this last clip. I find it to be very, very interesting. The way they word this is very weird.
We're seeing more than 40 times performance increases over the current generation.
40 times more powerful than this generation. They don't say in what way, shape, or form, but by all of my guesses, I'm pretty sure it's the first generation of the Xbox One, the one before the S, the giant bulky one, which is the one that I have because it's the cheapest. But that's really the only one that I can think of, because there's no way it's 40 times more powerful than the X, because I already said it's 4 times more powerful than the X, and the XS is even still an upgrade over the very first generation. And the vagueness of 40 times more powerful, I don't really know in what way, shape, or form. That could be in just one small aspect, and the rest could only be like 6 to 10 times more powerful. But you see 40 and you're gonna say 40 because it sounds a lot better. Oh yeah, it's 6 times more powerful, cooling down. That's not interesting. You say 40 times, you don't give any context. Now that sells. But yeah, I do think this next console generation is gonna be very, very interesting, because I don't know what is going to happen now. I mean, they're talking about 8K and 120 frames per second on a console. I don't know. It's pushing borderline PC. They didn't mention a price, which I'm guessing the price is going to be maybe $600 to $800, which is what it sounds like, unless they want to, maybe out of desperation they might have the price lower, but it's going to be hard to tell, because I'm sure Microsoft really wants to win this next generation. Well, win, quote unquote, because crossplay is pretty much a given on everything, so it doesn't really matter if you win or not. But they do want to technically win. That's why you see them buying all these game studios and even announcing their console before Sony, basically just telling everyone, hey, we're gonna have the most powerful stuff. I don't care what anyone else says. Come here, play with us. We have the best stuff. This is what you want. Now, if it really comes to fruition, that's a different thing. I hope it does. I'll be really interested to see what happens in the next few months. Any more updates that come out, I'll try to keep you guys posted. I'm curious what Sony's gonna say back, honestly, because that's pretty big. But yeah, guys, that is gonna do it for today's video. Let me know what you want to see in the future. Any types of videos, anything you want me to talk about, anything you want to see me play, anything like that. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time, and peace.